So we had a hard time to choose for the game of the day, but still I believe this is still this game, Vaishali against Alexander Donchenko, one of the strongest women players in the world, against the previous leader of the triathlon. How about that? So this particular game in action started with e4, c6, Karakhan, d4, d5, e5, a very popular variation nowadays, the so-called advanced variation of the Karakhan. White gains a lot of space advantage. Donchenko responded with bishop f5, makes perfect sense because black wants to play e6, not imprison the bishop on c8. Vaishali played c4, which maybe is not the main move, but it makes perfect sense because she wants to fight for the center with most like knight c3, queen b3, applying pressure against some of the critical points in black's position. Black responded with e6, knight c3, knight e7, and now knight e2. A slightly odd move because normally you think the knight belongs on f3. So here, Donchenko felt that he has to capture the pawn on c4. This is the correct move. D takes on c4, knight g3, and now defend the pawn with b5. However, this was still part of the prep, because the young Indian star played bishop e2, a move that Donchenko apparently was not quite aware of. So after a longer thought, he decided to play bishop g6, which apparently is a minor inaccuracy. After a4, Vaishali decided to fire up things at the queen side. Black could not keep the extra pawn, because after a6, a takes, c takes, black suffer because of the pin at a file. You see, you cannot take on b5 the knight because rook and a8 is under attack. So that's why Donchenko played b4, counter-attacking the knight on c3, and after bishop e4, he was happy to acknowledge yet another move by the bishop, with the point being that now he plays knight f5 and counter-attacked the pawn on d4. Vaishali played very quickly bishop e3, and at this moment, Donchenko probably made a very serious mistake. Now he could have continued with simply bishop e7, show castle, knight e7 and have a normal game, probably slightly worse, but he was very tempted to play queen h4. Hitting the knight on e4, hitting the bishop on e3 with the knight, and probably he felt this is a very interesting dynamic position. So Vaishali responded with knight g3, and here German's idea was that after knight e3, f takes on e3, the queen on h4 actually stands pretty well. So he continued with bishop e7, castles, knight e7. The pawn on c4 was beyond salvation, so that's why the German groundstuff did not even attempt to save it. Bishop takes on c4 and short castle. And it was at this moment when Vaishali played probably not only the best move of the round, but perhaps of the entire tournament. Maybe even the history of Biel Chess Festival of 57 years. How about that? So in this moment she uncorked unbelievable. Rook takes f7. So first including a5, c5, and rook takes on f7, with the idea that rook f7 is impossible because of bishop e6, hitting the rook on f7, the knight on d7. This is essential what happened in the game. And now the entire idea is revealed after king takes on f7. She might sacrifice the bishop on e6 as well. Now this did not happen in the game, but there were some very beautiful lines. Now the point being, king e6 leads to a mate on the board. Queen b3 check. As you see, black's own pieces are stopping the black king to escape to the safety. And after c4, there's a very cute, unusual mate on the board. If black would have tried to play instead king e8, queen a4 is possible, the knight on d7 is pinned. This would have led simply to the victory of the Indian player. And apparently the best response that Donchenko could have come up with was king g6. And after bishop d7, king h6. Still giving white a very large advantage, but not a winning position. Here Donchenko obviously was shocked by the turn of events, and after longer thought, he decided to take for the rook, with the idea that after bishop e6, rook f8, he felt he can hold on to this position. Now Vaishali responded with queen a4. Engines for some reason like slightly better bishop takes on f7, on e6. Vaishali was not entirely sure what happens instead of bishop f7, king f7, probably a very promising attack, but she was pretty happy to queen a4, hitting the knight on d7, and she also felt that knight e5 giving up the piece followed by king h8 was the best response, but she did say that after knight e5, d takes, king h8, takes as rook f1. She felt that she was pretty close to the winning, and engines actually confirm it. So that's why here after queen a4, Donchenko decided to play bishop g5, counter-attack the pawns on e3 and d4. And now, after queen d7, as you can see, black could not take the queen because the king on g8 is pinned. Bishop e3, king h1, queen takes on d4 was Donchenko's defensive idea. Now here Vaishali continued to fire out one beautiful move after another, rook d1, really strong, queen d7, rook d7, and now black loses because of the pin. Now the point is, this pin decides a fifth of game e-fair for white, so e-black tries to play something like g6, the simplest win there is. You can play knight e4, king g7, this never allows black to escape. Why? There's bishop f7, rook f7, and the critical move e6. As you can see, rook d7, e takes on d7, the point being, the bishop cannot go to g5, because it's attacked by the knight. That's why here Donchenko tried to change something. He played c4, organizing contemplate the queen side. Vaishali just collected the bishop, not rushing with events further. Bishop f4 was played, attacking a pawn on e5, and now Vaishali wrapped up the game with a very cute combination. She played e6, attacking the rook on f7, and after rook takes on d7, and just marks a mistake, but the position is dead lost anyway. A very cute move. e7. So here you see, white ignores the rook on d7, fast forwards the pawn forward, king h8 is made on the board, and rook f7 would allow this pawn to promote to a queen, leading to a checkmate on the board. A fascinating game. Rook takes on f7, beautiful game. I think this is essentially one of the most beautiful games Vaishali has definitely ever played.
Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe.